Hello, chemists. Today we're going to do a lab on double replacement reactions. And so what we're going to do is we're going to combine compounds with other compounds and see if we get an insoluble solid or a precipitate. Right? A precipitate is that solid that forms. And you guys got that from the solubility chart, but we don't need a solubility chart for this lab because we're going to actually see which ones are soluble and which ones aren't. All right? So, you should read the lab at the beginning. You should be able to answer the questions from those things. And then if you were to look at the lab itself, it looks like this. That table that you get right there, that is what I have drawn on here basically. All right, so if you were going to do this in the lab, you would use a spot plate. The spot plate's got little depressions in it. They're like little miniature test tubes. They're for doing small scale reactions here. And what I did is I labeled everything kind of like what we did in the lab. In this row, I'm going to use silver nitrate. I need to be careful with silver nitrate because it can stain my skin and it's toxic. This is iron 3 nitrate. I'm going to put 5 drops in each one of those. I'm going to put copper 2 nitrate in each one of these. In this row going down, I'm going to have sodium phosphate. In this row going down, I'm going to put sodium sulfate. In this row, sodium hydroxide. And in this row, I'm going to have sodium chloride. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting the drops in here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's our silver nitrate done. Now we're going to have our iron 3 nitrate. Typically, iron compounds have a reddish color to them, and this one is no different. All right, so there's 5 drops of the iron 3 nitrate. Now we're going to have 5 drops of the copper 2 nitrate. Copper compounds are usually bluish or greenish in color. All right, so now we don't expect to see any reactions, but we might for these. All right, so this first row going down, first column going down, is sodium phosphate. So let's add 5 drops of sodium phosphate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we definitely got a reaction. We got a yellow precipitate there. In other words, we got a yellow solid forming. All right. Let's put the sodium phosphate in with the iron 2 nitrate, or iron 3 nitrate. So that one's kind of hard to tell, but you have a tan colored precipitate there. And then the last one with the copper 2 nitrate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's hard to tell that one, but you have a light blue precipitate in that one. Okay, we'll review again when we go over these things. All right, so now I'm going to put the sodium sulfate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't look like anything happened in that one. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one didn't look like anything happened to it. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one didn't seem to have anything happen to it. We're going to look at this again. I have a white background with that, and we're going to put a dark background in just a second here. All right, this is sodium hydroxide. Let's put that in here with the silver nitrate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I got a dark brown precipitate with that one. Here's the iron 3 nitrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one I got kind of a reddish rusty colored precipitate. And in the copper 2 nitrate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one I have a kind of a bluish precipitate in that one. All right, let's look at the sodium chloride now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one has definitely got a white precipitate going on there. In the iron 3 nitrate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing going on there. And the copper 2 nitrate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one looks like nothing happened to it. All right, so just to check, let's look at this against a dark background. So I'm going to slide this out, and you can kind of see some of those colors maybe a little bit better. You see the definite white. I'm going to put this back up on top of here. All right, so to review, we got a yellowish, kind of an egg yolk color. This one's a more orangish precipitate. That one's a light blue precipitate. That one's a no precipitate. That one's a no reaction. And this one seems to be a no reaction. All three of these reacted. This one is got a brown precipitate. This one's got a reddish orange precipitate. That one's got a darker blue precipitate. And this one over here with this calcium chloride and the silver nitrate, that's got a white precipitate. Okay, a no reaction and no reaction for that one. Okay, write those down, and then you guys can be able to complete the lab. You have to write names, predict products, balance equations for those.